Hello and welcome to Play to Repeat. I'm Oliver and I'm joined by Niall, Lewis, and Alex.
Hello.
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 It's time for our video game book club episode. Once a month, one of us chooses a game for the group to play and review, and this month the game is The Beginner's Guide as chosen by Niall. Niall,
Hello.
for
Yes.
why?
It is. I only have 3 100s on my Helen to beat. It's Portal, it's Blueprints, and it's the Beginner's Guide. And so we've all played Blueprints, well, apart from Lewis. And we've all played Portal, but we haven't played the Beginner's Guide. And so I thought this is in my top 3 best games of all time. So yeah, that's why I want people to play it.
Cool. So, developed and published by Everything Unlimited, it was released on October the 1st, 2015, exclusively for PC. It is a walking simulator, interactive storytelling game. Let's do some opening statements. I want to start with Niall first.
Okay. So this is I think the third time I've replayed it on How to Beat. I gave it 100 again. The reason for it is it's kind of like whenever I'm in like a creative rut or like you usually play it once every year at the end of the year when I'm feeling a bit burnt out. And it's the same thing as me watching Indie Game the movie for the 20th time, or sometimes rewatching The Social Network. I find that really oddly motivating. It's just one of those games where I think it's a really good and interesting story, but just the way it goes about talking about each individual games, talking about game development, talking about this character Coda, and how Davey interprets the games he makes. I just find that really interesting. Like as I was playing it, I probably thought of like 5 or 6 game ideas just from playing through it. And the ending, I always forget like 1 or 2 things which happen in it, and there's a lot of like sections which are built to be like shocking or like interesting, or sort of pull you out of the monologue which is often going on, and that's always surprising. But yeah, the ending always grips me. And so yeah, and it's also only an hour and a half. I love a shorty. That's why Alice and Lewis are on the pod.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. So assuming it's a 10 out of 10 then now, yeah?
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10. Cool, right. So
10 out of
let's
10.
contrast that then with Lewis, please.
With me, I ended up giving the Beginner's Guide a 2 out of 10. I first of all, and I wanna preface all of this with like I understand that for someone in the field and someone who is maybe struggling with some of the things that are mentioned in the Beginner's Guide, especially in regards to like self-doubt and stuff, I think it's like I think it can do a good job, I guess, for the people who have something to relate to in that aspect. But for as a video game, it basically wasn't one. Obviously, it was very much a walking simulator, as most walking simulators are, which I don't overly enjoy as is. But as like an enjoyable video game experience, I just don't think it was great. And as a story experience, at least to me, um, it comes across as kind of pretentious. um, I think a lot of what happens comes across as self-important, and I think a lot of what's being said feels rather like it's being said to like being said in a way that it sounds smart but isn't actually anything that I guess worthwhile saying. Like it's not bad. It's his story. It's Davy's story. I get that, but I just feel like a lot of the stuff that's being said, especially with the way, at least to me, the game feels manipulative in the way that it tells the story. It just comes across as, like I said to me, a bit pretentious and a bit like not really worth the hour that I put into like for the message that I got. So yeah.
To help you out slightly there, because I think where you're going is very, very much where I was thinking as well at one point. It feels like an English literature lesson.
Yeah.
Where it's difficult with this because obviously he made the games, so it's difficult to say this, but it almost feels like the finding meaning in nothing. Kind of thing.
That's a good way. Yeah, I was struggling to get that across, but yeah, that is basically what I mean. Yeah, it feels like it's a message that doesn't really have any value in it, and it just for me that wasn't overly enjoyable. Like I said, I didn't I didn't like the way that the story was framed because, like I said, to me, it came across as more manipulative because I was made to believe it was one thing, and then at the very end, he turned around and basically said, "Well, no, well, none of what I said was true." Like it is true; his thoughts and feelings are true,
Yeah.
but it was presented for a false pretense of it being this, and it wasn't.
Yeah.
And I didn't really like that. I don't know. It made me enjoy it definitely less. Like I liked it more until I found out that it wasn't real, and then it made me like it even less. So yeah, I don't know. That's just for me. Like I said, I can understand why people would play it and get a lot out of it. But for me, yeah, it didn't really benefit me like that in any way.
Cool. 2 out of 10. Alex, any advance on 2?
No, still a 2.
Still a 2.
Yeah, another walking sim that I didn't particularly like. It just felt like me having control over the character meant nothing. Like there was nothing that my character did that was out of the ordinary that made it my own experience. Like I could have just watched this on YouTube and had the exact same experience. Yeah, the game was just like, as me and Oliver always say, the game has to be fun for me to give it a good score, and I didn't have fun. I've got to be honest. It just felt like I was just walking everywhere, and then I get there before the announcers finished talking, and then I'd just be stood there waiting at the end. Yeah, it just didn't feel like an experience that I enjoyed, and I felt cheated finding out that it actually wasn't real.
Yeah.
I actually got annoyed when Niall said that it wasn't real.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's not much more for me to say really. It just wasn't a good experience.
Another 2. Cool. So my score is a lot less harsh than that, but that's because I like walking simulators. I think some of the best stories in video games are delivered via walking simulators. The story was interesting. Just to clarify, so the game is framed as a true story. It is framed as a true story. Niall will argue that it's not, but the guy said, "My name's Davey and this is my story." So it is quite confusing. So right up until the end, because it was me who found out that it wasn't a real story. It was right up until the end I thought it was, but then towards the end when the guy starts to break down a bit, and that to me was saying, why would he put this in a video game? You know what I mean? So at that point I started to suspect, but everything before that made me just think this is a completely true story. Anyway, some of the games were quite harrowing. Some of the atmosphere in the game is, believe it or not, some of the best atmosphere I've seen in any video game ever. But that's it's a lot to do with the engine they use, and it's very nostalgic for me, that kind of stuff. I gave it a 7 out of 10. And the reasons for that will become clear the further we go along into the review. Okay?
Yeah,
Okay.
quite
Yeah,
makes.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, cool. Right. So before we carry on, Niall,
Yes.
do we have any rebuttal to the opening statements? That's all you want to throw out there?
Well, I mean, that's the thing. It's difficult to rebut. Okay, if the story did nothing for you,
Yeah.
like if you didn't find it at the very least interesting, like when you were listening to his words, you were interested by the words and sounds he were making with his mouth, then there's very little that the game has. And, I mean, throughout it, there's a lot of things which Lewis and Alex said where I could say that about a game that you really like in the exact same way, and it also worked. Like Phoenix Wright, a great example. You don't have to be there. The game plays itself for you, pretty much. Metaphor flips the game on its head completely different game, a completely different story from like 2/3 onwards. A lot of games do what it did. It's just, for me, like that's when Oliver first messaged saying that, oh, it's not a true story, like that never ends. If I had 100 guesses of what Oliver's first message about this game would be, it wouldn't be that, because in my head that was never even a question. Because firstly, I mean, we're very used to the fact that movies and TV shows start with, this is a true story, or this is based on a true story, and then we're like, yeah, okay, whatever. Like that's more so to set the tone, and that's why I always took this as, it's more so to set the tone. Like I know Mark Ruffalo wasn't a key person in trying to take down the nonce ring in the Catholic Church, but the movie does tell me that. Like what's that movie called? It's one with what's he called? Michael Keaton as well. What's that movie called now? It's got a bunch of big hitters in it.
I know what it's called. Yeah, I can't think. What it's called.
Mark Ruffalo, Nonce Detective.
First time someone's googling that.
Ace Ventura's weird sequel.
Spotlight. There we go.
Spotlight. Right.
Spotlight. Yeah, you know, and so like there's loads of things like that's the thing. Like I from the very beginning. First of all, the way he was explaining how he got access to these games, and just the fact that he's one person, and I know he has very little actual technical knowledge of making games. That's why his games are the Stanley Parable and the Beginner's Guide, which don't take enough technical prowess to be able to create a collection of different EXEs or different project files in the way that he did, be able to edit them and string them together, would be pretty much impossible for him to do. So with me knowing that context, it was always like, oh, this is just to set the tone, and I really like the way he sets the tone. So yeah,
Right.
that was a surprise for me.
So I've got multiple points on that. I'll start from the beginning. So the movies that usually say this is a true story, the movies like The Conjuring, for example, and it's like you never expected to think that's a true story. Really, it's just. But I can't think of another example where it does that. Where you know what I mean, like The Social Network, you know that's a true story. Yes, it wasn't Jesse Eisenberg that created Facebook, just like it wasn't Mark Ruffalo who took down an on-string. But if it says based on a true story at that point, I imagine those events at least partly took place.
Yeah, I know, but exactly. But like people get annoyed at like when it comes out, they're like, oh, this specific thing didn't happen in The Social Network, and it's like, well, obviously, yeah, none of the people involved in that event made the movie.
It's true. But if Facebook was never invented, and and Mark Zuckerberg didn't do anything like that, then that would be the similar situation. But every single point this game makes never happened. You know what I mean? Literally none of it.
And also, I just want to argue, if Mark Ruffalo made a film about Mark Ruffalo's life and he was Mark Ruffalo and he said, I'm Mark Ruffalo, this is a real story, I would probably think it was a real story.
Yeah.
When the guy called Dave, he says, yeah, this is my story.
Well, I don't get why. Right, first, let's actually drill down into why that's negative. That he set up a narrative for you to follow that was so believable at the beginning that when it turns out it wasn't, you were upset by that. Why did you get invested in the story be bad?
Because I never, right, I just want to point out that I never said the story was bad. I said it was pretentious.
No, I'm not saying the story is bad. I'm saying why is it that a game can get you so invested in the story that you find out it's not real at the end? You're upset by it. Why is that?
Because what I was invested in was the real life aspect to it. I was invested in the fact that this had happened to someone, and even though there was parts of the story and there was parts of the characters that I didn't like because like I didn't necessarily agree with what Coda did. I wasn't agreeing with what David was doing either. I built up in my head that this relationship was real. So finding out that relationship was completely false and didn't exist, it's not that it wouldn't have, if the story had started and it was never a real story and it was presented that way, I wouldn't have had as big of a deal with it. Yeah. I wouldn't have, my issues with the story wouldn't have been as present because I would have gone into it with the idea that this is a narrative that's been created for this, and I would have gotten invested in that aspect of it. I got invested in the real life aspect of it, that this was something that actually happened. So finding out,
but I'm similar with Lewis. I got proper invested in like the real life aspect.
Yeah, it's not that Davey isn't real, but it's like the fact that this Coda person doesn't exist, and this altercation and interaction and all these experiences didn't happen was just a bit upsetting. It just sort of ruined it for me a bit. Like it wasn't necessarily like it made the game complete. It's not like it took the game from a 7 to a 2. I still have a very similar experience with it either way. It just definitely dampened it for me a bit because I just had built up this entire time that it was something that actually happened, and I felt like those stories had a lot more punch to them when they were real, but it isn't.
It's a difficult one. This is a real. It is a difficult one. So the issue is, Niall. So you were always going to get 10 times more out of this story than me, Alex, or Lewis. Number one, you make video games. Number 2, you're a creative. I wouldn't say that any rest of us are a creative to the degree that you are, in any way like that. So you were already getting loads out of this that we weren't. So without the real life aspect to it, without the drama of it, it's kind of nothing. You know what I mean.
I do see that completely. Yeah. Like I don't know if I was expecting 2s, well maybe from Alex, but you know, it's just one of them, I suppose.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. It's just strangely framed. If
Yeah. Sorry,
yeah, go on.
I just want to say my two only comes from the fact from like the game. I'm not saying that all game like visual novels are not games, like they are very much stories, but with a game like this that requires a lot of player input to go through the stories, if it's as if you're experiencing it and you control it, blah blah, then it's barely a game to me, which is why I gave it a 2. If it was just purely a visual novel and I was just reading it and it was just playing, there was music, there was ambience, and it was just doing it, I probably would have enjoyed it more. But I had to actually do stuff in it, and I felt like my input wasn't really providing much to it. I know it was a passage and a way for the story to be told. I just didn't feel like it was overly necessary, and because I'm treating it as a game, that factors into my score. If it was just purely the story, I'd probably give it like a 5.
Yeah.
It was like, because like I said, I understand why it would do a lot for people, but it didn't do anything for me.
One big
But
positive
because it's a
about this
game, that's
Sorry,
why it's a
go on.
2.
Yeah,
Sorry, no, you go.
One big positive about this is that it is the way the game is made, the way that each individual level is made and like kind of put together. It is so believable as something that really happened.
Yeah.
It is incredibly believable because obviously the effort was put into creating individual games, but they look rough. They're meant to look rough, meant to look unfinished, and it's almost more impressive that it was created as a fictional narrative because again, like 3 out of the 4 of us never even considered that it wasn't, because these games were so bare bones and so like little to them that it was believable. So that's a positive. That is a positive. And like I said, like I was saying in my opening statement, the atmosphere of some of them is absolutely perfect. Like it's proper. It's almost creepy. Like so, the one that's on the screen right now is the one that I think about when I'm making this point, where you're in the caves. You guys can't see it. Where you're in the caves and there's like loads of like branching walkways. It's the one with all the comments in it. Like that for me, that was proper creepy.
I was going to say, out of all the levels, that was my most favorite one, just because I felt like it was really unsettling.
Yeah.
And I did enjoy the idea of the idea of someone creating all of these messages and pretending that it's different people, but it all actually being one person.
Yeah.
I did really like that. I did think that was cool. Like I said, it is designed very well. Like I do agree with that, like 100%, especially the way all the levels are designed.
And the twist as well. Is designed very very well, especially when you're still in the belief that it's all real. That twist when it opens up and it's basically like Koda's saying, you know, stop it. You're making me ill. You need to leave me alone. That genuinely that made me feel sick. It was like heart wrenching. I was getting there anyway because I mean, when he said he was going to show the games to other people without Koda's consent. I was like, Koda is going to fucking kick off.
Well, that's why I was like, this is so believable, and I was like, no wonder he's fucking cut him off and whatever, and not like want him in his life. That's why when I was playing this, I was like, this could be like a YouTube documentary or something. But then I found out it wasn't real, and I got angry.
Yeah, well, the exact point where I started to question whether they were real was around that point in the game, because Davey says, right, well, I've done this and he didn't like it, so now I've done it again, put it on Steam. Like that was what making question, because it's like, why would this guy still be lauded in the video game community if he had done this to somebody, like, and it started making money off it? So that's where he starts to get on. Everything before that point, I was fully on board, fully believed everything, and then that point is where I started to question it slightly.
Yeah,
because we never heard of this guy getting any kind of backlash for this.
Yeah, I think that decision's really interesting, because I mean the first one is that there is a risk that he made with that, where he made a game where his full birth name was tied to this villain which he created for himself and put out there in a very believable way. But then also the second point is that as you found out, this is a reflection of his own journey and his own struggles. I think a lot of the stuff to do with his relationship with Koda is most likely the internet's relationship with him, especially after probably the Stanley Parable mod came out initially, but then when Stanley Parable came out, because it's like, he made this like quirky game, and then people are like trying to find meaning in every single little detail and constantly messaging him, and like he really like publicly really struggled once the Stanley Parable came out, because he created this like phenomenon that he didn't know whether he could replicate, and that's probably why it took over a decade to make the Ultra Deluxe version as well. And so, yeah, I think it's probably very similar to Wonder Stop. He made both the Beginner's Guide and Wonder Stop in a way to sort of like deal with his own shit.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's interesting to play through that, I think.
Well, I mean, that was one of my favorite. So, like, if I had to come away with anything from the game, it was and I like this because I still think it's very relevant and prevalent into just today's culture with lots of things. Is the idea of people finding meaning in things where there really isn't any, or sort of forcing this idea onto someone when that was never what they meant or wanted to do. And I'm sure, like, for a creative person, that adds a ton of pressure. That probably is life ruining in some aspects, having to essentially cater to something that you never intended to really do in the first place. Because you obviously end up running into that issue where if you then make something for yourself going forward, you're never going to be able to satisfy anyone because it's never going to be what people wanted. And that's sad because I mean, I think one of the other messages of the game is that art is art and art is what you make it.
Yeah.
And it's kind of sad to see people, or at least creatives and just people in general, having to almost cater to people and cater to specific portions of people just because if they don't, whatever they're making just isn't going to do well. It's just not going to do what they want it to do, and that is kind of sad.
You know, I agree with that. Imagine, like I mentioned English literature lessons before. Imagine English literature lesson now, but it's like Shakespeare comes back and sits in the back and see what's going on. You know,
No, yeah, exactly.
You're like,
yeah.
no. The dress isn't red for any other reason other than the fact that I wanted the dress to be red.
Yeah, just like a light red.
When shit like that's framed as if no, this is what it means. It's like no, you have no fucking idea what the author. What the author, you know, wanted you to think here at all. The whole point is it's, you know, like you say, it applies to everyone differently. That's what art is supposed to do, and that's good. But to sum up my thoughts, I'm glad we played this. I genuinely am glad we played this. I think it was definitely an experience, if nothing else, and it is one that has had on my radar for a while. I've said to you now, I wanted to play it for years and years and years. I've just never got around to actually buying it. I was not expecting it to be this at all. It has surprised me. It might not be a pleasant surprise, but it is a surprise.
I think it's a game where, regardless of what you think, I've never played anything like it before, and you'll probably never play anything like it again.
Yeah,
and that's exceedingly rare nowadays.
It's very good for a video game, book club game. Very, very good. All right. Has anyone got anything more to say on it before we move on to the next part? No?
No.
Cool. All right, we'll move on to 20 questions then.
Oh, shit.
It is my turn.
Yeah, beforehand, the only warning we got from this is that it's not going to be fun. So
that's not what he said.
I'd stress do not take anything from the conversation that we had privately on Discord before. It is or else it's just going to throw you off. It's going to take you down the wrong avenues. But I have chosen my game. So start the questioning. I need to get the Wikipedia page up actually.
Should we ask whether it's a quality slop?
We could, but I think the definition is kind of vague. I don't think we get anywhere.
Who's going first? I'll note the questions.
Alice, go first.
Is it a 2D side scroller?
Yes.
Oh God.
Okay.
You're gonna get this at like 5.
Possibly. Is it part of a franchise?
That is a difficult question to answer. I will say, in the absolute standard definition of the word, no, it is not.
Right. Uh-huh.
You know what I'm thinking? And I hope it's not, because I've already played this, is Ukulele and the Impossible Lair. That's what I'm thinking, because like that is part of the Ukulele franchise, but it's not a sequel to the first one. It's a 2D side scroller, and it's really good. And I don't think Oliver's played it, so it might be an excuse to play it. So that's what I've got in my head at the moment.
We should try and pinpoint the date then, really, if we're going for
that. We could ask, you know, if it's pixel art or not, because if it's not, then that rules out a lot of 2D side scrolling pixel art games. Is it pixel art?
It is not.
Okay, so Ukulele's on the table. Right, it's
You play. Oh, go on.
oh, it's you, yeah. It's you,
No,
Alex.
finish what you're saying. Do you play as an animal?
You do not play as an animal.
Right.
Ooh.
Okay. So it's
You're
not ukulele
invalid.
then.
But Harold Halibut is on the table.
The fuck is
Excuse me.
that? I'm gonna say, did the game? Oh, should I ask if it's exclusive to? Nah. Did the game release post 2020?
It did not.
So it's 2020 or earlier.
Yeah. So it's not. So it's not super recent, if anything.
Could he make us play a Mario game?
I've got it in my power to do
Maybe.
so.
The
He does.
Metroidvania's got as 2D side scrolls.
I would count it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess it depends on which one.
Well, yeah,
I would
obviously,
count it
but I
as
mean-
a 2D
Because
side.
there are
Yeah, I know. Obviously, just
there
a
are
lot of-
3D Metroidvanias.
Yeah, a lot of Metroidvanias that tend to be just 2D side scrollers, though.
Imagine if it makes us play a Sonic game.
That would be funny.
Sonic's an animal.
Sonic is an animal. So yeah, right.
I think it's just
Okay,
2D
yeah.
as
So a
well.
person. Okay, so we're thinking of a person side scrollers. So we've got Metroid
Castlevania
series, Castlevania,
Prince of Persia, Sands of Time.
Prince of Persia.
Oh no, that came out recently.
Oh.
No, came out recently.
Well, the new one did, but
Yeah, but they weren't 2D side scrolls before that, were they?
No, there
I
wasn't.
don't know.
I don't know why I'm helping you.
But, I mean, was there a Tomb Raider spin-off? That was a 2D side scroller.
There was one that you could play on Sky when I was a kid, and you could play Tomb Raider on your Sky box.
I don't think he's making us play
I
that.
don't think he's making us play that now. There was Beehive Bedlam as well. It was great.
No,
Good
bang a game, bang a game.
Yeah.
Okay, so if it's not an animal, that means it's a person. Is it a male
Well,
protagonist?
no, it could be a vehicle. It could be a car.
It could be, but is
Could be
it
a
a male
robot.
protagonist? That's my question.
Yes, it is a male protagonist.
Exactly, that could be a male like robot. It could be like
A male car.
no, it could be Optimus Prime. It could be like a machine. It doesn't have to be a man.
Yeah, but we've ruled out that potential
out
Tomb Raider
animal.
Sky game,
That's
and
true, actually,
also
yeah,
Metroid as well. So that's done. And any other female-led 2D side scrollers I can't think of. We did not get it in 5, by the way.
No.
I genuinely
No.
expected you to get this really quickly.
Is it on Game Pass?
I'll completely real with you. I do not know. I can check, but I.
Oh, that would be helpful to answer the question.
Yeah.
Alright, sure.
I'm just gonna. Ah, man, no, actually, I don't want to ask that. It's too vague.
Wait till the question is answered first.
No, but are you sure it's on Game Pass? I mean, it doesn't help me if it is on Game Pass or isn't.
It might help me.
I don't know Game Pass's library.
It is not on Game Pass.
Okay. So just as a roundup so far, we've got it's a 2D side scroller with a male protagonist, not part of a franchise, but might technically have an IP which has been used multiple times. Not pixel art, not animal, not after 2020, not Game Pass.
Yeah, I'm just gonna straight up ask: is it a Metroidvania?
It is not a Metroidvania.
All right.
Thank God. Okay.
It sounds more like a traditional 2D just side-scrolling game.
Yeah. Interesting.
We still don't know anything about what you do in the game, really. We haven't gained anything.
We kind of do. If it's a 2D side scroll and it's not a Metroidvania, then
Yeah,
it's either a boot 'em up or a beat 'em up or a shoot 'em
exactly.
up.
Where it could be a beat 'em up, or it could be a platformer, it could be a puzzle game. Like we still don't know what the primary thing is that we do in this game yet.
It's okay. Yeah, we shouldn't ask if it's a platformer because it's going to be a platformer.
Yeah.
Or it's not actually because it could be like the fucking Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles games, but like with people. So it could be Absalom because that's a 2D side scroller, but it's a roguelike. I don't think he'd pick that.
Came out before 2020.
Oh, so it came out. Before 2020. For right. Is it a beat 'em up?
I'm gonna say no. Not in the traditional sense.
So it's probably just a platformer then.
Yeah, it's just a platformer that has combat in it of some sort.
Yeah.
Would you say the main character is iconic?
Yes, I would say so, personally. All these questions are so subjective.
Do you like this game? We don't
Could be a
know.
fighting game.
It
Oh
could
no,
be.
beat 'em up would probably class as
What if I
fighting
get the
game.
classes to beat 'em up?
I mean, you beat people up. That's like
I
the main thing that you
guess.
do.
I mean,
I might have to look up the definition of beat 'em up.
Could be a fighting game.
I always take it. I always
Mortal
take
Kombat
beat
1.
'em up as like it has to be like a well, like I was gonna say you walk side to side and beat people up, but that's
Like a beat 'em up to me is like Sifu.
It's I wouldn't class. I'm not looking it up because I wouldn't class it as one.
no. If you don't class it as one, it probably isn't. Is the character? I'm gonna ask. I know you guys are like, why are you wasting the question? Yet we don't know. Is the character a human?
No, he is not.
Right. Okay.
Human. No.
It's fucking Optimus Prime. I'm telling you, bro. It's not.
But it's a male
robot.
that's not a human.
Could be an alien. Could be a robot. Could be a car. Could be a donut.
Could be a donut. That's true, actually.
Do we know any
Donut County.
Do we know any donut-based video games?
Yeah, Donut County.
That's not.
trying to think
It's not
of any.
2D. It's not 2D side scroller. It's a good game
know.
though, Donut County.
It's alright. Reverse Katamari.
Yeah, it's better. Katamari, some would say. Better Mari.
Yeah, so it's not an animal, it's not human. Yes, it's probably some sort of machine, I guess, or robot, or you just play as a weird inanimate object.
I think I feel like there are a lot of like subgenres that it could be. Does Abe's Odyssey count as an animal?
Oh,
No, he'd be an alien, wouldn't he?
Oh no.
New and Tasty could be.
Oh, no. Oh, please. Please, no. No. No.
Which I really wouldn't want to play. So I don't want to ask. Okay, so what can I ask? Can I ask if it's a should I ask if it's a puzzle game?
You could ask me. Yeah, you could ask me.
Yeah.
Abe's is a puzzle game, isn't it?
Yeah, I
primarily.
would say
Is-
so. Yeah.
Is it a puzzle game?
No.
Oh, thank God.
Jesus.
Oh, I've never been more happy to hear it.
Oh, I was sweating. I was sweating.
So yeah, it could be an alien. It could be like just like a bog standard adventure game as well.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
like it doesn't even. I think there's a lot of 2D side scrollers out there.
Is the main character's name in the title of the video game?
Yes.
That's a good question, actually.
I have an idea.
He's
Right,
got-
how many
he's got-
questions
he's
are
got
there
an
now?
idea.
5, 6,
How
7.
many
It
is-
could be Super Meat Boy.
It could be.
It could be.
I did say on the pod like a couple of weeks ago that I didn't want to complete that game. So
Yeah, that's why I don't think it is that, because I have beaten that game and it gets really fucking difficult in the last couple levels to the
Yeah.
point where I don't know if Oliver would want to play it. So I don't think he'd choose that unless he didn't know, but I assume he would have. So
No, this isn't
don't-
answering any questions or anything. I just want to let you know that I have completed Super Meat Boy. I'll have you fucking know.
yeah, okay.
right, well, that's
okay.
2 people who's completed it, so it's definitely not that then.
Yeah, that's true, actually.
Yeah. So we're on question 14 now, and it's Lewis's.
I'm actually disappointed in you guys. I genuinely think you
I'm
got
just trying
it
to-
so
right.
quickly.
Should I ask about it? Because we don't even know what it's on. Realistically, if it's a 2D platform of some sort, it's probably on everything.
Yeah.
Unless it's like a Nintendo thing and it's an exclusive. But
That's just Nintendo.
yeah.
yeah, I feel like the chance of it being exclusive is slim if it's a 2D. But but Nintendo also just fucking love putting indie games and stuff on their store, so it wouldn't surprise me if it is on there. But then again, it probably be on Steam. Is it a console exclusive?
No.
So it's probably just on everything then.
I will say, I'll throw you a bone here. I'll throw you a bone.
I don't want a bone.
Originally, it was only out on one console. Originally.
That's a
Originally,
Switch
yes.
classic, though.
Right. Okay. No. Right. You guys, you two in particular, have extensive knowledge of these types of games in terms of these like wacky characters from watching like Oni players and Game Grumps all your lives. So just start thinking of these iconic characters. Like I don't know, like is
Well, I'm trying to think
is
of
Toe
games.
Jam and Earl or like I'm just trying to think like is there a Ratchet and Clank 2D side scroller? Like
No.
No.
Like you gotta have some knowledge.
No,
I don't know, but
no,
you
I
know
mean,
these characters.
No, I mean, I have like there's many games where the character's name is in it, but like I'm trying to think of 2D side scrolls specifically, and that's where it's getting difficult.
And remember as well is that he answered the franchise question really weirdly. So it's not a
did.
sequel, but it is in the IP or,
like
or something.
it's,
Yeah, it's probably
it's
a
definitely
spin-off.
kind of like a spin-off type.
Yeah, he's probably using a character from a mainline series, and they got their own game. I would assume.
Yeah. That's not what I meant. That isn't what I meant by it. It's really hard to answer without giving
So
giving it away. In
Right,
the
well,
absolute traditional sense of is it in a franchise? It is not in a franchise. It is standalone.
Got any 2D side scrollers on my shelf? I don't think.
Niall, dead air. Turn around.
Well, like the two people, three other people can speak.
Whose turn is it?
Oh, it can't be Crash. Was there a Crash spin-off with fucking what's he called, the Yellow Man, running about?
The Yellow Man.
Who's the yellow man?
You know about
Cortex.
Cortex?
Yeah. Yeah, did he have a standalone game?
He did not.
That would be
No.
part of a franchise.
Oh, but if it's called just Cortex,
It's
the
still
game-
part of the Crash Bandicoot franchise.
Cortex the game.
Cortex the game.
Oh, but like for example, if a sub character of the Mario cast, like had
It
a
would
standalone
still
game.
be part of a franchise.
It would, I guess. It's not wrong.
It's hurt my brain.
What can we need a question that actually helps us in any way, shape, or form.
Whose question is it?
I don't know. Is it
It's
me?
who asked the last? Oh no, it's me. You asked console exclusive, didn't you? Oh yeah,
Yes,
so it's
I
me.
did. Yeah.
Right. Did it come out between the years when the 360 come out, 2005? Between the years 2006 and 2013.
It did not.
It's an old head game. That is.
I mean,
Well, it's
oh, it
either an
could
old
be-
head game or
Oh,
it's
wait, or
between
it could be
2013 or
between-
2020.
Yeah. So it's either 2013 and 2020 or before 2006.
No, it can't be. It could it? Wait, no, wait. What years? What years?
So between 2013 or 2020 or before 2006.
Did Cuphead come out before 2020?
Oh, you better not make us play that.
It came out
Okay.
2019.
I think you're right though. 2019.
Yeah. There's no way you picked Cuphead.
No. I won't be able to get past tutorial.
Because 2D, and the character's a cop. He's not a man, but so it fits the character thing.
Somewhat iconic, not
I mean,
like
Cuphead is
Yeah.
the name. He's called Cuphead, and the game's called Cuphead.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. But like he answered it a bit like wavery in it. Like the average Joe down the pub won't know what a Cuphead is, but most people who play games would.
But I don't understand how the Cuphead thing would relate to the
Franchise.
Yeah, because isn't it?
I mean,
Oh.
what was the
Well,
second
there's a-
sequel Just Desserts? Or
No,
Last
that
Dessert?
was a DLC.
Oh, it could be Cuphead.
Oliver, is it a run and gun?
It is a run and gun, yes.
I'll
Very
just say it
goofy.
then. I'll just say it. Shut up. I'll just say it then. Is it Oliver? Is it Cuphead? Is the game Cuphead?
It is time to get good, boys. It is indeed Cuphead.
Yes!
Right, the franchise question. So it is a standalone game, but fuck me, has that spawned a franchise?
Yeah, it
there's
has, it
TV
has.
shows, there's novels, there's comic books, there's fucking toys. It is one of the biggest franchises in terms of the amount of shit that gets pulled out of it. But
17 questions it took.
17 questions.
Jesus Christ.
It
It's on
is-
PlayStation Plus.
It is a banger. You're all gonna love it. You just need to fucking lock in, and it's gonna be good.
I got to World 2, I was enjoying it, and then I just stopped playing it.
Yeah, well, it's time to.
You didn't just
time
stop
to
playing it. You started
It
playing
is.
it on Discord, and we are all mocking you as you kept losing over and over again, and then you never
I did.
touched it again.
if
was
you
the
if
final
you really struggle with this game, then I will accept some sort of proof that you've played like at least 15 hours of it.
I'm gonna beat it. Don't worry.
You'll be it.
Well, how long
You got
is
a
it?
trailer up, Oliver? Or
I forgot again. It's fine.
classic, classic.
Uh,
Just pretend that there's a cup shooting.
Yeah,
10 hours.
10 hours. 10 hours.
You can play co-op as well if you two wanna buddy up.
There is no
Only-
online co-op. You'd have
Yeah,
to
it's
use
only
Parsec.
co-op in person. Yeah.
Oh yeah, just set up a sleepover.
Have
Just
to
do
have
it
a-
one night.
just have
Get
a-
some
Play-
popcorn.
Play Cuphead.
Yeah,
It is
cross-legged on Alice's bed.
the game is a lot easier if you play co-op. It is a lot easier. So take
Just
that.
the game not scale for the fact that there's two people.
It does, but you can revive each other when you die.
Oh, so it's basically technically infinite health as long as you don't.
As long as you don't miss the prompt. So what happens
Yeah,
is when you die, your ghost kind of floats up. If you parry that ghost, then they will come
Right.
back with 1 health. So you could technically
Yeah,
go
it's
forever.
technically just infinite. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna beat it. Don't worry.
Good shit.
gonna play it.
It's like Niall said, it's like 10.
gonna
It
play
says
it.
10 hours and how long to beat, but I blasted through the first island last night in 30 minutes. So it all depends on how good you are at it, I guess.
Well, I'm cracked, you see. So
I've heard as much, yeah.
More like crap, am I right? Banger.
So that review will be up at the end of February, I believe. Yes, Alex.
Yes.
Yes. Cool.
Yes.
Yes, Alex.
So, and just to clarify, we gave we never worked out an average for the thing, did we?
I did. It was 3.75.
3.75.
Not as low as Sonic Adventures
Not
too.
as low, no.
That's
Yeah,
true.
that's always going to be the lowest.
But it was-
Yeah, no, that was actually a bad game. No, that one sucked.
It still counts as a Niall stinker, sadly. But we move on. Thank you very much for watching. We shall see you next time.
Goodbye.
Bye.